In 1940, just down the street from us in a little small community named Bascom, they decided that their school was too small, so they decided to consolidate with another small school right down the street from it. These two schools, once they were combined, they decided to look for suitable land to build their new school. And they found land along a two-lane highway called Texas Highway 64. They found the perfect land to build the perfect school. A few short years later, on the north side of Highway 31, there was this beautiful, big, burgeoning Black community that was trying to decide what its next move would be. They began talking to those consolidated schools, and the decision was made that they would consolidate with that school as well. Jackson then consolidated with the then Chapel Hill School District. It was on that day that the physical lines of our school district were drawn. But more importantly, the spirit of our school district was implemented that day. And what was that? Our community decided that we would be much better together than we would be apart. Our school district is uniquely settled because we are not a part of an incorporated city or town. We are not an incorporated town or community. We are a collection of neighborhoods and communities that decided 80 years ago we would be much better together than we would be apart. And boy, were they right. 50% of our school district are Hispanic. 30% of our school district African American. 20% of our school district white and Caucasian. And if you look around the country, people could look at our numbers and look at our demographics and say, that place is the perfect place for racial disharmony. With those types of numbers equally split, that is the perfect environment for disruption and discord. But no. Why? Because 80 years ago, we decided that our community would be much better together than we ever would be divided. What's so amazing about Chapel Hill that we are all 100% blue and gold. While other cities were building their economic base, we were building our bonds. While they were building their infrastructure and their capital, we were breeding champions. And I do feel that we have a championship team this year. And when that trophy comes back to Chapel Hill, it will not sit in some fancy city hall, but it will come back to a community that decided 80 years ago that we are much better together than we would ever be apart. I had friends from college that fostered a beautiful little girl. And they decided that they wanted this girl to be a permanent part of their family. So they went through a very long, hard, exhausting adoption process. And when it became permanent and official that that little girl would be a part of their family, they threw a big party. And I remember going to their house that night, and when I walked into the door, that precious little girl ran up to me and she said, "Welcome to my forever home." Chapel Hill will always be our forever home. Once a bulldog, always a bulldog. Now, I can be a bit biased, but I do believe that Chapel Hill is the Lord's land. I believe that our houses and our homes and our houses of worship and our schools are all houses of the Lord. And what does that beautiful concluding verse of the 23rd tells us? It says, "And there we will dwell in the house of the Lord." For how long? Forever. Chapel Hill, forever. Bulldogs, welcome back to your forever home. Go Dogs.